Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This video was requested. A subscriber friend of mine, Ashley, asked me a little while ago if I could do some Halloween makeup looks that would accommodate wearing masks. And I thought that was actually a really good request. Obviously, I planned these looks out at the beginning of the year before all of the fun happened, and didn't even think about that when I was filming, and I planned on doing a vampire anyway, so that's one of the looks we're going to do today because I had an epiphany. I bought these like 2 months ago from Hot Topics, so we have a vampire, so I'm going to do a vampire look with that, and then I also have a jack-o'-lantern. So I'm going to do 2 looks, so this will be a 2-look video. We'll do a vampire because, like I said, I was going to do a vampire anyway, and then I was like, when she asked me that, I hadn't done the vampire yet and had this, so it worked out. So I thank you, Ashley. I appreciate it. This video is for you. Hello, hope you're doing well if you're watching. And then yeah, we'll do the jack-o'-lantern also. I didn't necessarily buy these to wear them on Halloween, if you know me. I like horror movies. I'm wearing my trick or treat shirt today, but yeah, I just bought these to wear them whenever, and it just happened to work out for a video. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm barefaced, so it'll be a surprise what the looks turn out like. But yeah, if that sounds interesting, stick around. Make sure you subscribe because I'm going to try and do, I have quite a few looks planned out. I don't know how many I'll have time for, but there should be some more Halloween content before the end of the month. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed. I do giveaways every month in 1 or 2 videos. So definitely keep an eye out for those. And yeah, we're gonna jump into the looks right now. So there's only gonna be makeup from like here. So just from like here up. We're not gonna touch the bottom, I don't know, 2/3 of our face, so this should be pretty easy. I have it moisturized. I'm just gonna throw a little bit. This is just a, what is this, a water aqua bomb something, just a little bit, just because I am gonna do these 2 looks back to back, just because when I go to rub it off, my skin's gonna get exfoliated, because I need to do, I'm gonna try and do another video after this, so we'll see. But I wanted to get these up because it's going to be early enough in the month. Yeah, when she asked me, I thought it was a really good idea because I had not thought about that with the whole mask situation. Like I said, in my intro, I have a Post-it like in front of me, and I started writing down what I wanted to do for Halloween in like January. So obviously things were not in the state that they're at now when I made my list. And then even filming, I didn't really think about it. So we're going to start with the jack-o'-lantern, and then we'll do the vampire. So if you're not interested in either, you can fast forward or, you know, whatever. So we're going to start with the jack-o'-lantern. So for foundation, I'm not going to prime just because I'm going to take it off. But if you were going to wear this all night, I would put, you know, whatever your primer of choice is on if you use primer. But for foundation, I'm just going to use my mineral powder. For the jack-o'-lantern, you can use your normal flesh tone. You don't have to scale it up or down. It's not necessary. So whatever your normal foundation, BB cream, tinted moisturizer, whatever you normally use that matches your skin tone. There's a hair in here. It's obviously, it's my hair. Which is surprising. Normally it would be a dog hair, but it looks like one of my little, there we go. I got it out of there. Okay. So I'm just going to use a little bit of what's in the lid here. This is in the shade Ivory 1. I used to be Ivory 2, but when I ordered this, I couldn't really find an Ivory 2. I go through Poshmark now to order Mary Kay. I haven't gone through a consultant in a long time. If you like Mary Kay, definitely check out Poshmark, eBay. There's always consultants either trying to get rid of old inventory, deciding not to be a consultant anymore. So you can get stuff cheaper. than if you were to buy it new. So that's all the farther down I'm going, and it's really just to kind of even me out because we're going to contour. And so it doesn't need to be excessive. But yeah, the mask is going to be from here down, so you don't need to go any farther down than that. God, how did I manage that powder go? There's like powder on my sleeve all the way over here. Okay, so that's it for the foundation part. Like I said, it's really, I'm pretty fortunate. My skin tone's pretty even, and up here, I mean, I could conceal a little bit right there, but keep in mind it's going to be nighttime generally, so I don't think it's necessary to conceal as much. And then I'm not doing anything under my eyes just because we're going to be blackening this area, so I don't feel like I need to put anything under. I will prime. I'll do a little eyeshadow primer under here, but I don't think that I need to put concealer on. The dark circles are going to work in my favor for both looks. So for contour, I think I'll use this brush. I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Topaz. I don't have the orange ColourPop version. If anybody has it and doesn't want it, message me and I will buy it off of you. They only sell the orange one in the bundle, and I don't need all of them because I have most of them. So yeah, if you have the ColourPop orange palette or the strawberry or watermelon one, message me and I would be interested in buying them. So we're going to use that, and then I'm going to use the orange out of the Mini Breaker. I apologize if you are not a Jeffree Star fan. I'm not a fan of him as a person. These palettes were on top. I didn't feel like digging through my larger palettes. It was mainly because that one's stored near that one. And then I'm also going to use, I have this, it's called Jack-O-Lantern. It's from Apocalyptic Beauty. It's a blush topper. It's very orange and shimmery, but we're going to use a little bit of that possibly too. This came in a Halloween mystery bundle I got from them a while ago. So I'm going to go, I don't know what these names are. And these colors, I've never used this palette, look very similar to one another. I'm going to go in with this, and this is going to be my contour shade, this top corner one. There's no shade name. So I'm going to put this where I would normally contour, and then we'll go in with the lighter orange and kind of blend it out. So this is just going to go, if you're not familiar with contour, it's going to kind of go in temple area and then upwards, and you can come out as far or as less as you want. I go a little bit farther out where my temples are, and then kind of narrow it up and blend into the top of my forehead. But this is a deeper shade, so this is going to act as our contour. I'm going to have to make sure I clean this brush because I'm going to end up, this is a normal, like I'm using all my normal brushes. Sometimes when I do these looks, I'll pull out my like overflow, but I'm using all my actual brushes. So hopefully I'll remember to clean this and not end up putting orange on my face going to work, because that'll be fun. Okay, so that's going to be it for that. And then I'm going to use a little bit of, it's called Orange Crush from the Jawbreaker. Mini Jawbreaker. And we're going to put some of this in here too. Just for tonal purposes, because I do want it to look orange. I do want it to be apparent that there is orange on my forehead. Okay, so I'm just smearing this around. This one's a lot more pigmented than that Huda Beauty one, which is Jeffree Star does make a good eyeshadow. That's really only the reason I'm continuing to use his products. I've never, if you go back and watch my videos, I've never supported him as a human being, never acknowledged that he was a nice person, never have been blind to that. He makes a good product, and I've just kind of made the decision I'm willing to overlook his personality flaws because his product is good. It's just like with Too Faced. They're not necessarily the best or nicest company ever, but I like Too Faced products, so I buy them. You have to, and if you don't want to support Jeffree Star, that is totally okay. Everybody, it kind of needs to make that decision for themselves. So I'm going to take, this stuff is very orange. And we're just going to blend this out on the edges. Yeah, this is very orange, and this will give us a little bit of shimmer. I used this, I think, as a blush topper one time and went in with too much, and yeah, it's no joke. The only reason I kept it is for doing stuff like this, because it's not necessarily the most wearable of products. So I think that's good. It adds a little bit of shimmer. It's lighter. It kind of helps act like what would be a bronzer, but it's very, very messy. A lot of their products, they don't put sifters on, and they just, they're just loose in the container. So it's very messy, very, very messy. Just make sure that's blended out, and I'm going to try and color switch this right now, because like I said, I will go to use this for work and forget to color switch it and end up with orange. Seems like that's clean. Okay. So that's it for the forehead. Let me go in with a little bit of this other brush just to I feel like it's not symmetrical as far as how far I went in, but I don't know that's a big deal. We'll just ignore that. Okay, so for eyebrows, I am gonna do black ones. Moving some stuff around here. Because I got everything out for both looks. Oh goodness, now I'm knocking stuff over here. Let me move. I am going to use ColourPop for the black. I'm going to be using this in both looks. So we're going to use it's called Blowing Smoke. I bought it initially. It's not called the Smoke Show anymore. I guess there was some copyright issues, but we'll be using the Blowing Smoke palette. Okay, so I'm just going to use my Better Than Sex liner. It was on top, and it's pretty easy to use. Any liner is fine. I'm going to try and change the shape of my eyebrow a little bit here. We'll pray that this works out. It may not. Normally I will try and practice a little bit, but with all of my Halloween looks this year, I haven't. I just kind of been like, okay, we're just gonna hope and pray for the best. So I'm just trying to make them a little more pointed. So just like that, and then we're gonna fill them in. It's hard to talk when I'm doing the outline. Like I said, I didn't know exactly. I kind of had an idea in my head as far as shaping, but I wasn't. Sometimes you'll have a thought in your head and then it doesn't really translate well. So it was always, in this case, I could always wipe it off and start over, but I think that's fine. You could do no eyebrows. You can do your normal eye shape. You don't have to be all crazy about it like I am. Okay, and then I may go over with a powder. We'll see. So the trick here is going to be can I make them look somewhat similar? I'm in the camp where my eyebrows don't need to look identical, but I would like them to look at least like they're related. That's always the goal. It's hard to get them exact, and nobody's eyebrows are symmetrical to start with, so come down. I apologize, I'm not talking much through this part. But now I'm just filling them in. Like I said, I might go in and just put a hair of black shadow, but definitely if I was going to go out, I would set it with shadow. I may not on camera just because I'm going to take this off and do another one. But yeah, I would definitely set it with a powder. So whatever black eyeshadow you're going to put on your eyes. If you want to do black eyebrows, I would set it with a powder. Then I'm going to see, I don't know if this is still good. This is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I've had this forever. I don't know if this is still good. It may not be. And it's just a little like travel size. It's not even a full size. I'm just going to put a little bit under here just because it'll make it easier for me to take it off. I feel like this was never like super like product heavy when I got it. So I think it's still okay. Okay. Yeah, putting it underneath, it's just going to make it easier for me to, hopefully when I wipe it off. It's going to help give you, especially if you're like me and you're not going to put any makeup under your eyes, it's going to give you a little bit better of a canvas to start with. Also, so then we're just going to go in. I'm going to use, there's a matte in here. It's called Let's Do It. The matte black in here. It's funny because the sequence black Night Dream actually is more pigmented than the matte. But I don't want to use a sequence shadow. Oh, I have to glue this brush. This brush, it's from Medusa's Makeup. It's a really good little like flat brush, but it's starting to, the ferrule part's coming off the handle. So I'm going to have to super glue that at some point when I remember. And this is super easy. You're just going to take whatever black shadow you want. And you're just going to do circles. Just a big circle. And you could do a triangle too. If you wanted to forgo like eyebrows like I did, you could sketch out triangles and just do triangle shapes if you wanted to. You could do, because it's a jacklantern, you can do any eye shape you want. I'm just going to do circles because I felt like doing the eyebrows. And then same thing, it's just going to come below. And then I have this orange that I'm going to put on the inner corner, just for some color. There's always, anytime I film, there's always one eye where there's like sleep in it still, and then it starts to come out. So I'm just blending this out just a little bit. And it doesn't need to be super neat. I do the same thing on this eye. So this is super, super easy, super quick. Not bad at all. It looks a little weird because the bottom, like 2/3 of my face, doesn't have anything on it. If you're looking for a good black and gray palette, I would definitely recommend this. Like this black is pretty good, but like I said, the sequence black, that's in here, which it's a black with glitter in it, is very pigmented. They're very, like, for being what I would consider almost a drugstore brand, this is, I think, probably one of their best. As far as pigmentation, this is probably one of the best, in my opinion, of the 9 pans. I have quite a few of them, because I don't know that there's a bad shade in this palette. I have, you know, the pink, the purple, I have the blue, I have the green, like the emerald. And there's, you know, at least one, I would say one problematic shade in the bunch. But this one, I don't know that it really has any that I've had any problems with. They're all pigmented. They all blend really well. I use this palette quite frequently, just doing regular looks, and then it comes in handy doing makeup like this. It's an easy go-to. And again, this is what I'm going to use for the vampire look. So we're going to use both. So just bring that down. I might color switch this just a little bit. Okay. And then in the waterline, I'm going to use LA Girl. This is one of their neon eyeliners in Gotcha. Just because I wanted, we're pretty much primarily orange and black. So I wanted just a little bit of green. Like, it's not a lot. Like, it's very subtle. It's one of those, you'd have to be like up close to me probably to even notice that there was green in the waterline. And if you don't have a green liner, you can do this with shadow. You can put eyeshadow in the waterline. It's not gonna hurt anything. So there's that. And then if I was gonna go out, I would probably put lashes on. I am gonna put lashes on when I do the vampire look. I'm not gonna put them on for this one just because I'm gonna end up having to take them right off, and it's I'm just gonna go over the front portion. So yeah, you would just do this and just set the whole eyebrow if you were gonna do that. Okay, and then in the inner corner, I'm gonna take just a little bit of NYX glitter glue and just a brush. And I'm gonna put this just in the inner corner here. There we go, right there. Yeah, I think if I was gonna go to a party, I would do like the liner and the lashes. And then on the inner corner, I never use these. These are the ColourPop pigments. I have the whole Zodiac collection. This one's the Ram. I never use these. So I pulled a couple of them out to use in this video because the set was expensive. I don't know what I was thinking. It was like $70. I was like, oh, I'm going to use them. I'm going to use them. If you know me and you watch my videos, I don't use a lot of like single shadows. So these don't get used. And there's a crap ton of pigment here. So I'm going to have these until they dry out. The end of time, probably. Yeah, the product is going to go bad before I use it all, because you don't need very much of these. And these are really good. And that's, so that gives, I don't know, I just wanted some orange and some sparkle on the inner corner. So I have another like 2 that I think I'm going to use on the inner corner for the vampire. I pulled out 2 others that are obviously they're a different color. And I'm just going to take what's left on the brush. I'm not pulling any more product. Just using what's already on there and just running that under where my eyebrows are. Just, it's got a little bit of color. It's got a, you know, some sparkle. That part's not necessary. There's just, yeah, there's product on there anyway, so we'll just use it. And the inner corner part is not necessary. At least I have those. I wanted to use them. Wanted a little pop of glitter. I like glitter. So then, yeah, that is it. And then you would, you know, go in with a setting spray. Oh, goodness. Yeah, you don't have to do, this has a nose and a mouth. I have a small face, so somebody with a larger face, this is obviously going to fit better. But again, you could do triangle eyes, square, you know, whatever shape you want. But yeah, very, very easy jack-o'-lantern. Okay, so I'm going to go, oh, I forgot my little, I have this because I have a pumpkin sweatshirt that I wear at work, and so I have this. So here we go. This is the finished look. So yeah, if I was gonna go to a party, I would probably do lashes. So yeah, very, very easy. Again, you don't have to do the eyebrow part. You could just do squares, triangles, whatever shape you wanted to do. And then I'm gonna go wipe this off, and I will be right back. And we will get into, okay, so we're back. I really had to scrub. Yeah, the blacks in this palette are not messing around, and I have to show my Halloween cup. A friend of mine makes these. I will leave her Instagram down below. So there's Michael Myers with House and the knife, and then she did glitter blood for me because I like glitter, and then my name. And all of the white glows in the dark. I'll leave my Instagram down below because I have some pictures of this glowing and all that. But yeah, my friend Amanda makes these. I have this one, and then one with like the black and pink on the bottom, and then she did like bats around the bottom for me. So shout out to her. And I like horror movies, so it's my Halloween cup. I mean, technically it is a Halloween cup because that's the movie. Girls, get down. No. Now my dogs are over here. Okay, so we're going to get into the next look. So this one, again, I'm going to throw a little bit of this Aqua Balm on just because my face is going to start feeling exfoliated here soon. Oh, my skin's been really bad lately, so I need the help. And again, same thing. We're just going to be putting foundation. I'm going to test out a new brush, actually, I think. Maybe I'll use my other one. I have a Sigma one that I've used before. This is, I don't know what this is. It's a 3D HD Kabuki, and it's pink. I bought it mainly because it was pink. I needed a new HD sponge, and this came as a set, and it's pink, and I was curious to try it because it's got like a nice little like point to kind of get around in the nose. It's the only reason I bought this. I wouldn't say it's my favorite foundation brush, but it's decent. Okay, and this is probably expired foundation. I almost guarantee it. This is the Fit Me in shade 112, which is super light. Funny story, if you're new to my channel, I thought that this was my shade for a long time because I have 2 bottles of this. I repurchased the wrong shade. I couldn't figure out why I was looking so pale. This isn't anywhere even close. I'm like 125 or 130. So I keep it and I use it for stuff like this because it makes me look pale. You could use a white face paint. I have some. Walmart, you can get a tube, super cheap, like $1. I was contemplating using that instead just because if you wanna go that route, you can. With a vampire, you could even use your normal foundation. Like, it's not necessary, especially with this, because most of your face is going to be covered. You could, I still have some orange up here. You could totally use your own foundation. So with a vampire, you can go a couple of different routes depending on preference. I'm going to set it a little bit. I'll use my ColourPop translucent powder. Girls, no. They like wait until I film. If you watch my videos, you've heard me gripe about that. They like wait, they won't make any noise. And the second I'm filming, they're like making a ruckus. So I'm just gonna set just where I put the powder. And again, I'm not gonna put any concealer because vampires are technically like undead. So my dark circles, I think, will work in my favor. I am going to take what is left over on the foundation brush and just run it kind of under here. And then I'll take the excess, like, powder and just kind of set that a little bit, but I still have some orange, but we'll cover that up. I'm not necessarily worried about concealing anything. This will just kind of give me a little bit more of a base. Not bringing it down any farther because the mask will be covering all of that. Okay, so let's do contour. I think I'm going to use the same brush that I used for the jack-o'-lantern. And then contour, I'm going to go in to Slated. We're going to use this to contour and also on our eyes. And be careful with these because this whole, I think I said it in the pumpkin video, the whole palette is pigmented. Like, this is, I think, probably one of the most pigmented out of the 9-pan. So again, I'm contouring temples. If you're unfamiliar with contour, contouring is just creating a false shadow. So you can make yourself look more or less sunken in depending on how far you want to drag this part right here out. The farther you drag it out, the more this is going to look hollowed out. And you don't have to contour at all. I don't feel like it's necessary. You could just do the eyes and call it a day. Again, vampires are pretty subjective, so it's whatever you want to look like because there's so many different versions of what a vampire looks like nowadays because of all the different movies that have been made. So I don't feel like you've got to look super corpse-like. And then I'm going into, what is this, Stone Face. It's a super light gray, and I'm just taking that on the edges just to kind of help blend that out a little bit more. And again, I'm just stopping it right there. Okay, I'm gonna do fairly normal eyebrows. I think I was thinking about this in the car when I was coming back to the house. If you're gonna wear a black wig or a colored wig, obviously you can do black eyebrows like I did in the previous look. You don't have to because vampires have all sorts of colors of hair. Me personally, I probably wouldn't. I would just, so I'm gonna go with just my darker eyebrow pencil, which is also ColourPop, and then a little bit of brow powder. That's all we're gonna do. This is in the shade Bangin' Brunette. This is the darker, I don't think this is the darkest brown, but this is a darker shade for me. This is one of the skinny ones. They have a fatter pencil. This is the slim one. I think these are like $6 a piece. It's a very creamy formula, which some people really like. I like it because it makes it very easy for me. I overdraw my eyebrows because I don't have any. I've heard people complain that actually have eyebrows when they're using it to fill them in because it's a little too creamy, but for me and what I use this for, being creamy makes it easier for me to overfill and then fill it in. Evie, get down. No, baby, you can't come up right now. Mom will pick you up in just a minute. Okay. So I'm gonna do the other side really quick, and then I'll fill it in with the powder. So I just made them just a hair pointed. So I just changed the shape slightly. But yeah, this is just a little bit darker just because my roots are visible. So this is a little bit darker of a color than, I go a little bit darker. That's why I have multiple shades. But anyway, yeah, when my roots are visible, I'll use a darker pencil. So now we're just going to do the eyes. I'm going to try, this is the Ofra gel eye primer. It looks like it's a very similar consistency to the Urban Decay. I haven't really used this. I think I tried it once. So I'm just gonna put some of this on and we'll try this. I like trying primers with palettes that I'm familiar with. I don't like trying new primers with new palettes, because then I don't know if there's issues, if it's the primer or the palette. With this, I'm familiar with this palette, so we can try those. I'm just going to put a little bit of stuff back so it's not quite so cluttered up here. Okay, again, the Blowing Smoke palette. And then I have some other stuff. I got out some false lashes. I got liner, glitter glue. I have this. This is from Profusion. They sell this at Walmart. This is Royal Ruby, so it's just a red glitter liner. I have some, this is Bella Lugosi's Dead glitter from Apocalyptic Beauty. And then I have two pigments from the Zodiac collection. I have the Archer, which is a little bit of a purpley blue. And then this is the Scorpion, which is a burgundy. So I was thinking I would mix these two because this has a really pretty like shift to it. And then I have a red liner from LA Girl. This is a neon lip liner technically in Outrage, but I used it as an eyeliner. So that's what we're gonna use. Let's get some brushes. A brush. Never used this before. What is this? Oh, this is from the e.l.f. Rainbow collection. I haven't used these yet. This one I think is just a blending little J2 is what it says. So we're gonna go into Slated, which is what I use to contour. And then at the end, I may take a little bit of black just to define in here. Actually, I might try that now, just a little bit, because again, a little bit goes a long way. There we go, just to kind of define just in the temples. I'm not going to take the black all over. I just want a little bit more definition because it's all pretty much the same shade of gray all around the perimeter. So I just want maybe a little definition in the temples. I think I like that a little better. And again, this isn't necessary. You could just do the eyes. You wouldn't necessarily have to contour if you don't want to. It's not, I'm trying to make sure I take it all the way back. It's not necessary, but okay, now we're going to go into Slated. And that's going to go in the crease. And I'm just going to do a fairly normal blown out smoky eye. I think I'm going to do a silver on the lid. There's some really pretty silvers in here. So let's put that all over, and then we'll do the other side. I'll do both eyes. I was contemplating doing one eye off camera, but neither one of these looks. This look will probably take me a little bit longer than the jack-o'-lantern, just because I'm doing more with the eyes, but neither one of these are terribly long, just because you're not worrying about majority of your face. I have hooded eyes, so I keep opening to make sure I'm taking this up high enough, because if I don't take it up far enough, when I open my eye, you can't see it. There were some blending brushes in here, I think. Let's see. That's kind of a flat one. I usually don't pick out brushes ahead of time, so I apologize. This is a Morphe RG24. This was part of a holiday set, I believe. I got these when I still had the Morphe and Me subscription. I remember I had canceled it and I re-signed up just because I wanted the red brushes. Just trying to blend that out a little bit. I don't know if I like this brush. I never use this brush, clearly, so. Just want to make sure that looks smoked out enough. Just a big dramatic smoky eye is what we're going for. And again, with a vampire, you can pretty much do any color, so you don't have to do black. You could do a super pretty, like, vampy purple. I'm going to take some of Let's Do It, which is the matte black that we were using. And I'm going to start dragging this out because I want this to come out a little bit. So I'm putting this in the outer corner. And then trying to blend that out. And we'll do the same thing on this side. Yeah, you could do a red eye, purple eye. Vampires, I think, are pretty easy to do because it just depends on what your definition of a vampire is as far as what kind of makeup you want to do. I mean, I see a lot, I've been seeing more like cosplayers doing characters like Rosalie and Alice from Twilight, which that's would be super easy to do those. They're just pale with like normal-ish makeup. Okay, and then just blending that out. There is a white in here. It's matte. It's called Young Love. I take a little bit of that. Talked about this in videos. I feel like this is a magnetic palette and my white is loose. Like when I push on it, I feel like it's gonna fall out. I wonder if I could pop these out, but I feel like it's ready to come out of this palette. When I use it, it jiggles a little bit, moves around in the packaging. Yeah, I guess there was some copyright issue with the smoke show. Oh, probably from Melt, maybe. I don't. So they changed the name of the palette. Okay, so then on that same flat brush, I'm going to take, again, the glitter primer. And then we're going to put some silver. I'm not, like, you could do an actual cut crease. I'm doing kind of a fake, my faux cut crease where I just bring it up to where my eyelid bends. Because otherwise, I either have to do it like this or I have to go way up because my eyes are hooded and they're small. So it poses challenges. But I'm going to go in with Starstruck, which is the silver in the middle. It's a true silver. It's not like gunmetal or anything. There is a gunmetal in here, but this is an actual. And I'm going to put a different color. I'm going to use the pigments in the outer corner. So I'm not going to take it just to the end of my eyelid. I'm not going to go down. If I wasn't going to do a color on the inner corner, I would take it all the way around and slightly coming into the bottom, but I am going to do a color, so I'm not going to take it that far. See, just a really pretty, like, actual silver, and it's very pigmented. And then I'm going to go in with Full Metal, which is like a gunmetal color. Same brush, and that's just going to go on the outer corner. Not outer corner, but outer edge of the silver, because that's going to help blend that into the black and give a little more sparkle down there, because that's pretty much going to blend itself out. Okay, so lower lash line, there is some glitter or fallout, but again, none of it will even be visible because the mask will be on. I think this one will be okay for the bottom. This is just a Jessup Smoky shader brush. You can get these Jessup sets on Amazon. They're really, really good. They're comparable to like Morphe, but you can get them really inexpensive. You can get a big set of them for like $24 or something like that. They're really good. So on the lower lash line, we're going to do the other shimmer. It's called Smokin'. I would say it's more of like a slate. Gray maybe would be the right description. Like it's definitely darker. I mean, you can see between the three, they're definitely different colors. This one is usually the one that I will do on the lower lash line just because it's a little bit deeper. Because I tend to like to put the silver on top, and then I'll do this one on the bottom just so that there's glitter, but it's got a little more depth. And again, I'm not necessarily worried about my dark circles because I'm supposed to be dead, undead, whatever you want to, however you want to describe it. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Full Metal, which is the other one, and I'm just going to put that underneath to really smoke out the bottom. Okay, and it's okay if it looks messy. I'm gonna use the same brush that I used for the jack-o'-lantern for the pigment, and again, we're gonna take a little bit of the glitter. Okay. Did get some silver down there, but I don't think it'll matter. Again, there's goop in my eye. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the Scorpion, the burgundy one, and then I'm gonna put the other one on top. So that's what she looks like. I wanted it to be a little bit on the redder side, but I like the shift in the Archer, or that the Archer has. So I'm just dipping in and I'm coming into the lid. I'm just gonna pop a little bit of that. And you see, like, I haven't even re-dipped, and I got both eyes. I might leave this, I don't know, like I said, I like the shift that the Archer has. I might do a little bit in there. Okay, and that's it. Like, I barely, so I was saying in my other look, if you watched both, I'm gonna have these will expire before I use them up. Like, there is no, ouch, there is no question. Whacked my elbow. These will dry up and go bad before I even come close, because I hardly use these for one, and you need such a small amount. So you can see, if you look, there is like a blue shift. So this is the Archer. I'm gonna dip just a little bit in there. I like the kind of purpley blue shift in this a lot. So I'm gonna put just a little bit. You could definitely leave the burgundy. I kind of liked both of these, so I just did a little bit more. Again, not necessary. And you could even do burgundy on the bottom. You don't have to keep it dark like I did. I'm gonna use, I think I'm all done with the palette. I'm gonna use my red liner in the waterline. Ooh, I don't know why I'm banging into stuff. I'm dropping things. This is what happens when I don't film for a long time. So then there's just a little bit of red. These liners are just okay. Part of it, I think my eyes are running, so they're not as pigmented. I mean, they're not the most, they're drugstore liner. They're not the most pigmented. You want a super pigmented liner for the waterline. Urban Decay. They're expensive, but they are pigmented and they are waterproof, and you're really gonna see those. These ones, I think they're like $3 a piece, so, I mean, it's not, oh, my nose is running. They're not for what you pay for them, I don't think they're bad. And I'm going to do the bats out here before I forget, maybe. No, maybe I'll wait. I'll do the liner first. Okay, so I'm just going to use my liner. And I'm just going to do a normal wing on both sides. And then we'll just a little bit bigger wing than I would normally. And I did put the red like glitter liner. I bought this hoping it would dupe the Urban Decay Heavy Metal. It's definitely, it's glittery. It's runnier, I would say. But again, these are like 20. These are like 3. So they do work. They're glittery, but they are definitely, I would say, waterier. They're not as thick of a formula as the Urban Decay ones, and I did put a little bit just under the lower lash line, but yeah, they definitely are. It's a runnier formula. I only bought the red one. I'm curious to get a couple more of them just because they're affordable. Like I said, it's not the same formula anywhere even close, but they are glittery. You do have to put it on kind of thick, but it seems like it dried down, so it doesn't stay wet. Now my dogs are in. Let me go shut. They're driving me crazy. They don't want to be in. They don't want to be out. It's just like, geez. Okay, so now we're going to do the glitter on... It's not really glitter. It's like confetti. Glitter is not the right word. They call them glitters. They're glitter blends. This is what it looks like. There's like little circles and bats. So I'm going to put, just going to take my finger. I'm going to try and put some glitter primer just down in here. Again, I think I got this one in the mystery box. I used to get the look of the month from Apocalyptic Beauty, and I have a few of their glitter blends. That's, like I said, that's what they call them. It's like straight up confetti. So I'm going to pull out, if I can get a couple of them. Ooh, I just lost 2 pieces, but I just want the bats. I like these because it's so much easier just to plop these on versus, I mean, you can sit there and draw them with a liner, but I have this, so there we got a couple of bats. That one's kind of a silver one. I want some of the black ones, so I need to pick out 3. So there's like the black bats, there's like silver bats in it, and I don't care if they're in the exact same spot. I'm not gonna, that's a big one. I'm not gonna nitpick placement. You can, obviously, but so there we go. We got 3 little bats on both sides. So yeah, it's literally like, you can see there's a silver holographic circle, little, they're literally like, it's literally confetti. So you just want to be careful about putting this on your eye. That I don't really think that's what they're for. I think it's more for like where I put it on the outer edge, because this will, I'm almost certain, would cut your eyeball, because it's confetti pieces is what it is. I have a few of these in different like shapes and stuff. They're fun for doing things like this. So yeah, that is it. Like normally I would do a lip and the whole bang, but since we have to wear a mask, I am going to throw on my little bat bow. I wear this all year, but I'm going to put her on. I mean, you can barely see it. And then, which way is up? I think it goes like this. We're going to throw on our mask. So yeah, I went a little more in depth with the eye look with this. Again, you could, even with the jack-o'-lantern, you could do like a smoky orange and black eye. You wouldn't have to do full on like jack-o'-lantern eyes like I did, but very, very easy. And it really doesn't take that long. It takes me longer to do the looks on camera than it would actually in person, but yeah, super, super easy. So I hope this helps to kind of give you some inspiration. Again, I purchased these through Hot Topic, but I have seen that Walmart has like Halloween masks. So all you would have to do is find one that you like. You could do a fairy look. You could, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff. You don't even necessarily have to go scary with it like I did, but you're just really doing makeup on the top third of your face. So super, super easy. I hope this helped. Thank you guys so, so much for watching. Again, make sure you are subscribed if you're not already. And yeah, hopefully I will see you all in another video very, very soon. Bye, everybody.